Hey guys, welcome back to Oz Biker. Thanks for tuning in. I'm on the H2 today, and this video is about what it's like to ride through traffic around town, and if the bike is hot to ride. I'm in shorts, I've just left the gym, so I'll be able to tell you if it's hot or not. It's got a Van Diemen exhaust on it, it's been dyno tuned, and it's pumping out 248 to the rear wheel. It's got a D&A air filter in it, but it's got a bit of a miss at the moment. I don't know if it's a plug that's breaking down or a bit of shit in the injectors, because I haven't ridden it too much, so I'm going to have to take it in and get it sussed out. It's a shame, but I've changed the oil, I've done the air filter, but it's still cleaned all the air filter and everything, and it's still got a miss in it. But a lot of people say these big bikes aren't any good around town. Well, this will give you an idea, right? We're doing 40 kilometres an hour in third. We've got a traffic light, so I'll show you what it's like. You can actually get these like at 60 kilometres an hour in top gear, and it just pulls away nice. It's not going to be as instant power, but it's definitely rideable. It doesn't it's not labouring or anything like that. It just picks up. I'll show you to give you an idea. It's not hot at all around my legs. As I said, I'm in shorts and shoes, just normal shoes, sport shoes, and I haven't got any heat on the side of my legs at all. Nothing like any of the other big sports bikes. The BM, that's pretty warm. Also the Panigale is one of the worst bikes I've ever ridden, even in jeans. But this, mate, I love the sound of it. It sounds like a MotoGP bike, truly. It's amazing. But they cruise fine at 70 kilometres an hour, 60 kilometres an hour. There's no issue at all with, as I said, lugging and feeling like it's labouring the motor big time. And this is supercharged, so I don't have any problems even with the Street Fighter or the Beamer, riding the same. Right, I'll get straight into fourth, fifth, and we're doing 50 kilometres an hour. Now I'll accelerate. See, it's fine. Go into sixth. We're doing 50 kilometres, 55 kilometres an hour. Here we go, 50 kilometres an hour. And the bike just picks up, no issue at all. So it's not going to be as a pickup like if you've got it in second gear, but if you don't want to keep changing gears, mate, this will cruise doing 60 kilometres an hour in top gear, not an issue. Well, I'm doing 60 now, and just under, and mate, it's fine. If you want it, that to give you an idea, in fourth, it's just a little bit more revvy. It's sitting just over 2,500 RPM at 55 in fourth. I'll go into sixth, and we're doing just over 2,000 RPM at 50 kilometres an hour. Riding around town, no issue at all, no heat. It's quite comfortable. I don't find any of my sports bikes uncomfortable to ride. I don't put any real weight on my wrists. It's always in my core strength, in my stomach. So, and I'm 63 years old too, guys. I've had a hip replacement and my left knee is shot. I need a new knee, but I'm not going to get that as now. I'm going to try the stem cell technology with this bloke in Brisbane, and he actually gets cartilage from your ear, mixes that as well with your blood stem cells, and you actually start to grow new cartilage. Just a gentleman that I know, he went and had it done. His knee is brand new. It comes from Germany. The procedure, and as far as I know, he's the only one in Queensland that's doing that stem cell technology with cartilage mixed with it. So I'll let you know definitely how it goes. It's not that expensive. It's 6,000 Australian dollars. The gentleman that told me about it, he's older than me. He's probably about 68, and his knee apparently was that bad that he couldn't even walk into the shops. His wife would have to park out the front. So that goes to say this bike isn't uncomfortable. So the seat's not uncomfortable, the riding position's not uncomfortable for me. Handling side of the bike, it's bloody a really good handling bike, believe it or not. Down, I don't know if you can see that, 51 on my left, 49. I average that usually all the time. I don't go much over, the most I've done is 52, but every ride I'm 49, 48, 47, depending on the roads. But we come into twisty stuff and I get her down to 51. So the handling side of it, in my opinion, guys, it fucking handles. It's got a bit of weight, but you don't really feel the weight that much. Only if you're doing really tight, sharp, twisty, hard brake turn, really tight stuff. That's where you'll go, okay, she's a big girl. But mate, even guys on BMW M1000 RRs and all that are blown away how this thing handles. I was riding with a couple of guys the last weekend, and mate, they were like, holy fuck, couldn't believe how well this bike handled. So the handling side of things for me, tick. Fuel economy, that's not too bad at all either. She drinks when you get up it, definitely. You're on about 200 kilometres and the light will come on, very similar to the Street Fighter, around 180, 200 kilometres. But statement-wise, this bike makes more of a statement than any of them, I think. Everywhere you go, people go, holy shit. The only things it hasn't got, which doesn't bother me at all, is cruise control, self-cancelling blinkers, that sort of stuff. But that doesn't bother me at all. It's a 22 model. The reason I haven't updated it is because they haven't done any major updates on any of them. I thought this guy was going to go then. But this is where we live. It's the Sunshine Coast. You can see all the beach and all that. It's coastline. We've got the best of both worlds. It's got all the coastline, and then up on the right over there, it's all twisty mountains. So listen to this, man, far out. How good does this sound? Yeah, if you haven't had a chance, guys, go throw your leg over one of these. They feel a bit intimidating because of the size of them, but when you ride them, it's not intimidating at all. When I first seen one, I went, oh shit, I'm not keen to ride that. It looks too powerful for me, you know, but after riding it, I sit there and go, man, this is awesome. And the grunt that she's got is amazing. You give this girl a little bit of a bootful and she wants to dance straight away. But what a beautiful day. Today is probably 30 degrees, and the humidity is running at about probably 85%, something like that, and I have no heat whatsoever on my legs with shorts on. I have more heat from the sun burning my legs than what I do with the bike. I can feel a little bit of warmth, but it's not, oh shit, this bike is hot. So the things that are handling, brilliant in my opinion, not hot at all, nothing like the Panigales or anything like that. Now you can feel a little bit of heat on your legs, but man, you can ride it in shorts, no issue at all. Great in traffic, even in top gear. It's just more revvy, like 60 kilometers an hour. I'm doing 4,000 RPM. Go into top, I'm doing 2,000 RPM. To do the same speed and a little bit more quieter. The the mirrors and all that are really good. They don't vibrate and shake around like a lot of bikes do. They're really sturdy mirrors, believe it or not, for standard mirrors. Kawasaki did a good job there, and they fold in. What else? Fuel economy is not bad at all. I'm running Bridgestone RS11 tyres at about 38 to 40 in the rear and 36 in the front, and the tyre wear is really good. I'm about that far off the edge of the tyre for chicken strips, so. And the thing is, I don't want to drop the bike either, so I'd never really push it. 51 degrees, 52 degrees, that's fine for this bike. The Ducati, you can get that 60, 55 plus, you know, but it doesn't register. When I ride with Tom, he's sitting at 55 degrees, and know sometimes when I get in front of him, I feel like I'm down further. I'm scraping right on the edge of my boot and just touching the peg. So this big girl, a 52's, mate, brilliant, I reckon. So handling wise, really good, guys. Fuel economy is good, but every big bike drinks. So if you're after something that wants fuel economy, maybe get a 600 or something like that. That's if you're worried about fuel economy. And the 600s go reasonably well, but I'm just more about power. I can ride this like a 600, or I can ride it like 1,000 or an 1100, whatever, in that sort of, you know what I mean there. The brakes, they're really, really good as well. They're Brembo brakes, front and rear. The suspension is really good. I have not touched this suspension, guys, since I bought the bike. I have not even set the sag, so I can imagine if I probably did set the sag, it'd handle probably even a bit better. So it goes to show the suspension's good, the brakes are good, fuel economy's fine, it's good around town. So go out and buy one, guys. Don't be, or go out and test ride one, and you'll be pleasantly surprised how good these bikes are. But anyhow, I'm pretty well wrapped that up in what I think the bike's like. The instrument panels are really easy to read as well. So it's a great bike, and it's a sexy looking bike too. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a review type thing of what I think of living with the bike, and thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing that. As I always say, guys, ride safe, stay safe, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye for now, guys. Cheers.